impact in the NBA. But
Those
you're bringing
NBA
up the
players
Sixers
will tell
as
you
a
you don't know what the hell you're talking
point.
about.
Look,
You just question how hard
point.
the NBA players play?
No, I'm saying the sports are different. Baseball and basketball are not the same as football. It's not trench warfare up front. It's not a full contact violent sport. The very nature is different, but I already addressed this.
Not to them, Max.
I might even understand.
Not to them.
Understand if you had a chance to get
Max.
a transformational player. They go from 9
All right,
to 6.
y'all. We could keep doing this. It is a little bit contradictory, Mr. Trust the process, but we got to keep it rolling, Stephen A., because there's another team who was in action
They're not a little contradictory.
Right.
It's a lot contradictory.
Both
go ahead.
I know. I just want to make sure everyone at home understands the difference between football and basketball, okay? Let's keep it moving here. So some people thought that the Dallas Cowboys had Super Bowl hopes. Is that fair to say? Yes, I think that is fair to say. But instead, they haven't even made it to the playoffs. The Cowboys will be a no-show in the postseason. Now, in fairness, they are without their star quarterback, who the team did not commit to long-term. That would be Dak Prescott. Stephen A., do you give Dallas a pass today because they didn't have Dak at the helm?
Well, somewhat. From the standpoint that from the moment that Dak Prescott got hurt, we didn't expect them to go anywhere. But what I would say to you is this. When it comes to Mike McCarthy, that defensive coordinator you brought in, that to me was the death knell for Mike McCarthy. That's when I lost faith in him. That's when I looked at him as being the same old archaic dude that departed from Green Bay unceremoniously. That's what I think about when I think about the Dallas Cowboys. So it's a quick answer to this question. I would tell you that somewhat of a pass because Dak Prescott was injured. And from that moment, we really didn't expect much from them anyway. That's where I'm at with it, Max.
He gets a pass. I hate to say it because Mike Tomlin played a season without Roethlisberger, went 8-8. Mike McCarthy ain't Mike Tomlin. No one really believed that going in. He's won a Super Bowl, but no one was like, hey, Mike McCarthy's as good a coach as Mike Tomlin. No, he's not. He's not in that upper crust of coaches. Certainly not anymore if he ever was. And so if you compare him to the elite, you're going to say, what about this guy or that guy? All right, whatever. He's not that. I never thought he was. But if you're going to ask me, if Tomlin would have won 6 games last year without Roethlisberger, if you ask me, would he get a pass? I'd say, yeah. I have to say yes. Because, Stephen A., we both agree, I hope, that if Dak plays this year, Cowboys win the division. Do you agree that if Dak plays, they would have won the NFC East?
I believe they would have won the NFC East, but I still don't believe that absolves Mike McCarthy from hiring Mike Nolan as his defensive coordinator.
All right. We're on the same page about that. But if the question is, does he get a pass because of Dak? Yes. If you lose your starting quarterback, and he's a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback, and you come a game away from the playoffs, I think probably Dak makes a 2-game difference here, and they win the East, as it turns out, kind of easily, because that's how bad the East was this year. And if you get to the playoffs, if that means he gets a pass, yes. Do I think they were going to do anything in the playoffs? No, I don't. I don't think they were going to do anything in the playoffs.
Well, let me say
they would have gotten there.
Let me modify my position to some degree. It's only because of Dak. There's certain things that they can't be absolved from. We got Ezekiel Elliott calling out of a game in the first half when they've got a 1st and 10 on their own 18-yard line. That's when you're supposed to be the bell cow. You're the highest paid running back in the league. You got to handle your business. That's number one. So we've got that as an issue. We also got an issue of Amari Cooper disappearing in big moments. Obviously, numbers are respectable, but when you really, really need him, has his number been called? Has he been called upon? We look at C.D. Lamb dropping passes. As much of a stud as he is, he's dropped a few passes over the last few weeks, and it's very, very glaring. All right? And then we look at them defensively. This is a team that ranked 28th in the league defensively overall and second to last against the run. You ran on the Cowboys all day long this particular season. So in regards to that, I got to look at coaching because I got to look at the staff you've assembled. I got to look at some of the things that you've ignored defensively. And so in that regard, I certainly do not give them a pass. When we ask the question, is it because of Dak? Yes, because despite everything that I just highlighted, as horrible and pathetic as this division was, the NFC least, we all know that if Dak was there, the likelihood is that the Dallas Cowboys would have won 7 or 8 games, and as a result, they would have won the division by default. But it does not absolve Mike McCarthy from what we've been seeing from them all around. He didn't get the job done this year, plain and simple.
Well, sure. But listen, and their offensive line is like, that's a thing of the past. The great Dallas offensive line, a lot of those guys just aren't there anymore, right? Injury, age, retirement, whatever it is, they're not there anymore. But that's why you need Dak. That highlights Dak's importance because you need a guy to make lemonade out of lemons when you lose most of your offensive line. I have to say, they get a pass this year. The Cowboys were going to win the division. They lost their quarterback, and then they didn't. To me, that's a pass.
My only problem is what we're talking about the offensive line when Dak Prescott was healthy. Well, we're talking about the offensive line, Molly and Max, when Dak Prescott was healthy. We were not talking about the offensive line.
No. And this is what I was going to add. I understand. Yeah. Listen, they still have a lot of talent. They shouldn't be ranked 30th in offensive efficiency in the entire NFL without Dak. They've got a lot of weapons. Great running back, great receivers. Yeah, it's inexcusable. I also want to remind everyone again that there are some coaching changes in New York and Florida. We're going to get into those in just a bit. Yeah, go for it, and then we'll wrap it up. Cool.
Stephen A., I'm curious. Is this enough of a disappointment for Cowboys fans to make you happy, or did you need the Cowboys to make the playoffs in order to really let everyone's hopes down?
Well, Max, you know what? As you present that question to me, I must say that was something that I debated last night at around 7 p.m. or so. I mean, I looked at it and I said, let me contemplate this for a quick second here. If the Dallas Cowboys had made the playoffs, it might have elevated exponentially their confidence, the confidence of those Cowboy fans. But here's the flip side. Even if they had lost, they would have looked at their sorry season and they would have said, look at us, we still got to the playoffs. This was better. Because what happened is they've won over the last couple of weeks. And as a result, it had Cowboy fans literally sticking out their chest, talking about how about them Cowboys, we going to the dance and all of that other stuff. And it turns out the only person dancing is people like me.
Yeah, luck never goes in favor of the Giants either, speaking of that division. All right, we got to go. Wild Card Weekend. I cannot wait for this.
Not those Cowboy fans.
It's going to be a good one. Do your little two-step, Stephen A. I see you. Two triple headers starting on Saturday with Colts, Bills, Rams, Seahawks, and Bucks, Washington. Then Sunday, it's Ravens, Titans, Bears, Saints, and Browns, Steelers. It all starts at 1 Eastern on Saturday. So, in case you missed it, Steph Curry with the shot. Oh my God. 62 points yesterday. Don't miss Whitehead. Stephen A. thinking about Klay Thompson. And the Browns, dog pound, I see you, going to the playoffs for the first time in 18 years. But here's the question, are they for real? Don't miss the fellas reacting to Gase closed in New York.
I never believed Adam Gase deserved the job, ever, not one time. I just didn't think he was that great, and what are you doing getting a job in the same division